Hi everyone, just a quick video on the camshaft position sensor, what it is, what it does, and how to test it if you think yours is faulty. So first of all, what is the cam position sensor? Well, it's a sensor that looks a little bit like this, and as the name suggests, it monitors the position of the camshaft for the car's ECU. Obviously I've got a camshaft here and you can see there's lobes on it. So these little lobes here open and close the inlet and the exhaust valve. So the ECU needs to know which valves are opening when, so it can correctly deliver the right amount of fuel to the right cylinder at the right time. And it knows that from using this cam position sensor and the crank position sensor. So if I move this camshaft out of the way, this is what we call a passive sensor. So a passive sensor is one that's always got two pins on it. And what it does is it has a coil in here and it makes a little magnetic field on the end. We've got this disc here called a reluctor ring. And as you can see, it sits on the camshaft pulley. It's got some high points and it's got some low points. They come in different styles. This is one particular style. And I've also got this style here, which is a little bit easier to hold. So I'm going to show you this one from now on. So it's got high points and low points, as you see, and recesses in between. These will all relate to different cylinders and the positioning of the pistons, normally for the compression and therefore ignition stroke, power stroke at the top of that one. The electromagnetic field gets disturbed as a high point comes past it, and what it does is it creates a back voltage up to the ECU. That back voltage, depending on whether it's high or low, is then converted to binary, so ones and zeros. So a low point would be a 0 and a high point would be a 1. So I've just drawn out in a straight line roughly what this would look like so. And the ECU would then know the position of the camshaft and be able to, as I say, correctly put the right amount of fuel in at the right time. So how do we test this cam position sensor? Well, these particular passive ones, as I say, they create an AC voltage, so they make their own electricity. So what we'll do is get our multimeter and we set it to AC voltage. So a straight line one's DC voltage and a wiggly one next to the V is AC voltage. That's the one we want. So I'm going to set it to that, and because it's only got two wires or two connectors on it, it's very simple. I'm going to put one on one and one on the other. You can't get it the wrong way around, it'll work either way, and set it to AC voltage. As I've put on the whiteboard there, the range is between 0 and 1 AC volt. So we only make a low voltage, the lowest setting you can get on your multimeter. I'm set on millivolts here, so points of a volt. And all we're going to do is disturb that magnetic field. That's the easiest way of testing this. So all I'm going to do is put the magnet against the pulley teeth here and see if we start getting some voltage. So just by tapping it on there and disturbing the magnetic field and getting sort of between 200 and 300 millivolts most of the time, and that's responding to the magnetic field being disturbed, and therefore the ECU is picking up a signal. So that's one way of testing it, a nice quick way of testing it. I can confirm that is working order. Obviously, if you're doing it on your car, you don't need to take it out of the car, just move it away from the camshaft and tap it on top of the pulley or somewhere similar. That's obviously metal. The other way we could test it is by checking the resistance on it. The resistance in this particular one, it does vary between different manufacturers, is 2 to 800 ohms. So I just flick it onto that one with the speaker, and I'm getting sort of 394 ohms with the resistance. So that's within spec, so I'm quite happy that's working, and I've tested it 2 different ways. What happens if this isn't working? Well, because it doesn't know when and where to put the fuel in, you may have really hard starting, you may have a rough idle, poor acceleration, hesitation, low power, all because the fuel's not being correctly put into the cylinder at the right time. So again, hard starting, poor performance, rough idle, poor acceleration, all potentially reasons for the cam position sensor being faulty. And I hope that makes sense, and I'll see you on the next one.